Hello there, I'm Sean Greeley and welcome to another edition of our DirectX tutorials. In this tutorial I will be describing how to create and generate a 2D fan using the transformation functions. Now, what we want to generate is kind of like a 2D fan shape, which is our shape that has been generated and stamped, say about 5 or 10 times, and this is being re-rendered, so it just looks like a fan, for example. Okay, so we use the transformation function to perform this, because we're doing two things. Number one, we're rotating something, as you can see, and also we're translating something. So as we rotate, we want this to use the translate function to stamp every time we rotate by a certain number of degrees. So in order to do this, we refer to the rotation function here. As you can see, D3DX, direct 3D extensions, Quaternion, rotation, yaw, pitch, roll. Yaw means X, pitch is Y, and roll is Z. Takes the address of our rotation variable there, and we've got X, Y, and Z values. As we want to generate a fan, we want to evolve this fan around the Z axis. As the Z axis goes away from us and towards us, we want this to rotate around that axis. So we're using rotate angle 3 here, for example, which is the Z-axis of rotation. So we want to increment this each time it's rendered by a certain number of values, say 0.2. So if we run this, as you can see, our shape is rotating around the Z-axis. Now, we have the rotation in place, as you can see. We now need to use the translate function. So it stamps it here, stamps it here, stamps it here, so we generate a fan shape without the animation. In order to do this, we're going to again introduce a for loop. So if we say for, say, float value, remember? So float, it could be anything, say bam, equals 0. Fan is less than the number of fan spikes you want on your fan, so we'll say 10, and fan plus plus. Okay, we'll enclose all the relevant data inside a for loop. So what's happening now is that when we call the render function, it's rendering 10 objects each time. But as you see, this angle function increases by 0.2 each time. So if I run this, I think it may generate really fast or crash. Prepare for the worst. As you can see, it's generating so fast, it's flashing, and it looks like a really fast rotating fan. That's because we're rendering it 10 times within our render function instead of the normal once. If I change that to 100, my computer may crash, it may do anything and disrupt this tutorial. Let's just have a quick peek. As you can see, so fast, it's rendering 100 times with this procedure. So we only want 10 fan spikes here. So in order to get around this, we need to reset the rotate angle at the end of our loop, which is not which I've set it globally to 0.0. So what I'm doing here, I'm resetting the rotation once it's done 10 rotations. So it's re-rendering the fan every time. So if we try and run this, well, I'm not sure if that there you go. I've done an increment, I forgot to delete the plus out of there. So if we run the application, as you can see, we have a kind of fan shape. So if we decide to have 20 fan ripples, we've got 20 here. We can then have 30, 50, 110. I'll just generate a large fan, as you can see. So this has been a tutorial on how to create a simple 2D fan within Direct 3D. I've been Sean Grizzly. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and good night.